There are a lot of things that I miss from Dark Souls 3. Obviously, I love Elden Ring, otherwise I wouldn't be playing it. But there are still some things that I miss from Dark Souls 3. One of those things being the dark affinity that you could put on weapons. In Dark Souls 3, weapons that had dark damage or were given a dark affinity scaled with both intelligence and faith. And we don't even have an affinity that can do that in Elden Ring. The only thing with natural intelligence and faith scaling in Elden Ring is the Sword of Night and Flame, which is decidedly not dark at all. Despite that, however, there are still some things in Elden Ring that we have at our disposal that we can use to make a sort of Elden Ring dark build, as it were. My idea is this. Anything derived from the Rune of Death is Elden Ring's echo of what would have been part of any self-respecting dark build in Dark Souls 3. You have a pick of either dark-flavored holy damage or dark-flavored fire damage, but they share that same sort of lingering HP drain effect that comes from the Rune of Death. That is sort of what defines, in my mind, an Elden Ring dark build. It's a far cry, obviously, from the effectiveness of DS3 dark damage, actual dark damage, or the uniqueness of DS3 Dark Miracles, which I quite liked, but if I'm being honest, I'll take whatever I can get in this game. Plus, it's fun to sort of try and think of things differently than you would normally. Use your imagination a little bit. Anyway, my character, Gloomwatcher Lucia, whom I made another video with recently, is my Elden Ring equivalent of a dark build, quote unquote. This is our dark build at home. Formerly a Black Flame monk, Lucia decided she could be the next Glowmite Queen, and so being the girl boss that she is, she received the gloomy-looking beast eye from Grok prior to knowing that he was in fact Malekith the Black Blade, and promptly gave herself impromptu eye replacement surgery, with the Godskin Stitcher, of course, probably lobotomizing herself in the process. And with that, and with the Queen's God-slaying blade, she set out to take back what she believed to be rightfully hers, which was the Rune of Death. As for the invasions you are watching, the ideal for this build would be to land as many attacks with the sort of life drain effect as possible. Of course, I am not a particularly good player, mind you. I am pretty good at staying alive when up against 2 or 3 casual players, but more than one person who actually knows what they're doing, and all bets are off. So, although the goal is to inflict as much quote-unquote dark or Rune of Death damage as possible, it's pretty up in the air. Saying these things is easy. Thinking up these things is easy, but actually executing them is the challenge. That said, by now you get the idea that I'm going for, so I'll just leave it at that. I should mention that the inspiration for this video came from watching Slight's video with his cosplay of the Dark Prince, which I'll link below. That's all I have for this video, so for the rest of this, here are some invasions where I miraculously do not die, of the many invasions where I do. Like always, don't forget to drink water, and be good, y'all.